Republican senators are taking note on the reaction to the House tax plan, from talk of tax brackets to what deductions are at stake. Senator Rob Portman, who sits on the Senate Finance Committee, tells me while the overall framework of the two bills will be very similar, there are some differences.
Both have a similar structure, which is to provide middle-class tax relief, to help encourage more jobs and investment, and to level the playing field internationally.
One potential difference: will the Senate push to delay lowering the corporate tax rate from 35% to 20% to ease the impact on the national deficit?
We don't know yet. My sense is it'd be better to do things quickly rather than waiting, and also not to phase it out, but rather to keep it in place permanently.
Senator Portman's biggest push is simplification.
Doubling the standard deduction really helps. This means that people up to $24,000 a family are going to be able to have a standard deduction. They don't have to go through all the process of figuring out their itemized deductions and so on. This is why people will be able to do their return on one page, most people.
One difference Portman hopes to see in the Senate bill is preserving the child adoption tax credit.
I think it's an important tax credit, and my hope is we'll be able to work with that. We also hope to be able to expand the child tax credit substantially.
Congressman Chris Smith first introduced the adoption credit in 1990 and eventually saw it enacted 6 years later. He says restoring the credit in the House bill is important because 74,000 people benefited from it last year alone.
I'm always confident that if we work hard and we make our case, very compassionate people, and the speaker is a compassionate speaker, will be persuaded, and then there's always the Senate. So it's a process. We need to encourage adoption. It is a loving option to get kids in homes.
Meanwhile, a House committee vote stopped a Democratic attempt to take the repeal of the Johnson Amendment out of the tax plan. But that fight is far from over. If Republicans hope to put a tax reform bill on the president's desk by the end of this year, they'll have to pass identical bills in both chambers. Reporting from Capitol Hill, Abigail Robertson, CBN News.